To start off with, what are the key symptoms of depression?
So there are a mixture of core symptoms and kind of auxiliary symptoms. The core symptoms are at least 2 weeks, so 14 days, of a settled low mood. You might feel hopeless or feelings of guilt and feeling sad, perhaps tearful, and you're unable to shift this feeling. So we describe it as settled, where it's fixed in this low state, and despite any positive news that you might get, you still feel very negatively about it. Lack of enjoyment in activities you previously found enjoyable, and feeling exhausted. They're the core symptoms of depression.
Okay, and you've mentioned feeling exhausted. Are there any physical signs, like how might my body change if I'm experiencing depression?
So some people can gain weight, some people can lose weight, some people might have their activities of daily function, so the ability to wash, cook for themselves, dress, those sorts of things, significantly reduced. So they might spend all their day in bed, for example.
And aside from all of those symptoms that you've already mentioned, are there any other unusual ones that people might not suspect are a symptom of depression?
Yeah, one of the ones that people often miss is irritability. So some people who very out of character might have angry outbursts or be snappy. That absolutely can be a feature of low mood, and that's often missed. Other things that might be missed with depression is physical symptoms can get worse. So if you also have chronic pain, for example, the pain will worsen. Also things like neurological symptoms, things like headaches, those can get worse. And with some overlap of anxiety, you can have a lot of tummy issues. And that might be going more frequently or going less frequently. And it's about gut motility that can be quite significantly affected in depression.
So how would it be possible for someone else to know that I was struggling with depression?
The biggest thing is you would have what we call a reduced level of function. So that would look like somebody maybe not getting out of bed, not looking after themselves, so not eating, maybe not dressing, maybe not showering, and really not able to function as they used to be. One of the first symptoms could be having to take time off work, having cognitive symptoms, that'd be difficulties with memory, difficulties with concentration, and really kind of struggle to maintain friendships or relationships, and cutting yourself off from the world.
And so are these symptoms a constant thing? Do they come and go?
They're quite fixed.
Right.
So that is the real hallmark of depression, as opposed to mood swings or what we call emotional dysregulation, which is kind of the roller coaster of mood, where really it's a low mood despite what's going on around you. So you can have the best news in the world and you'd still feel very negative about it.
So some people might listen to this and think, oh, I've got some of those symptoms, but they might not necessarily have depression. Mm-hmm. At what point do we reach the threshold of needing to go and get help?
So absolutely, there's a big difference between sadness and depression. And I think sadness is an important emotion that lets us know about how we feel about things in the world and events. And I wouldn't want to take that natural response away from people. That's certainly not mental health treatment's role at all. Where it becomes a depression is where it's fixed and you can't shake it on your own. When it starts affecting your level of function, or lasting at least 2 weeks or over 2 weeks, it's absolutely the point to get help.
If they've established they need to go and get help, what should the next steps be? How can they go about that?
If you think you're experiencing depression, then there's a number of places that you could reach out. One of which is your GP, who are able to refer you on to a myriad of different options, including community mental health teams. Some places also accept self-referral, so the Priory accepts a self-referral. Also, there is something in the primary care called IAPT, which is a free NHS provision so you are able to access psychological services like therapy. So there's a lot of options and there's a lot of routes to be able to take them. If you feel at risk or in danger at any time, there's also a series of options available to you. One would be the crisis team. Nationally, if you need the mental health crisis number, it's 111 and they'll be able to put you through. Alternatively, always feel able to go to A&E. So A&E absolutely is there to help you in a mental health crisis, and please do attend if you feel at risk.